Hey YouTube friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is LaDonna and I am a first-year homeschooling mom of two. My son is a 5th grader and my daughter is a 3rd grader, and on my channel I just like to share what we're learning, how we're growing, and what God is doing in our lives. In today's video, I'm really excited about it because this is my first invitation to be a part of a collaboration. Today's collaboration is hosted by Jennifer from Family of 3. If you are unfamiliar with Jennifer and her channel, I'm going to link it below, and I'm also going to put a link to the playlist for all of the other moms who are participating in this collaboration. But if you are unfamiliar with Jennifer, I would encourage you to go check her out. I really do enjoy watching her videos. I love her smile, I love her joy, and I just love how intentional she is when it comes to homeschooling her daughter. You can see just the thought that goes into everything that they do. I also love all of her review videos. Her information, her experience with curriculum and resources that they are using are very helpful and insightful. So if you're just looking for another resource, hop on over to Jennifer's channel and check her out. So what is this collaboration all about? What are we going to be discussing in this playlist? Well, March is Women's History Month. So this playlist is just a celebration of women and what they have done to impact our world and make a difference. Now, my video is going to be a little bit different, probably, or it might not be. I'm just assuming that it's going to be different from the other videos because I know the theme for the collaboration was to talk about how we encourage our daughters to be strong women. Well, I have a son and I have a daughter. So my plan for this month and this topic is to kind of approach it the same way I approached Black History Month. I'm just going to spend a week on the topic. I have gone through both of these two resources that I'm going to share with you, and I have highlighted 5 women from each book that I know we've discussed in our history curriculum or we're going to discuss in our history curriculum. And I've also highlighted 5 women from this other resource that we have talked about in our family Bible study. So let's just go ahead and jump in. So what am I using to talk to my children about women's history? Well, I have a DK book right here, 100 Women Who Made History. Now, I don't get to talk about DK books as much as I used to, but I really am a fan of DK books. We have quite the collection, so of course, I'm sure for those of you who've been around from the beginning, you knew this was coming, right? Anyway, I'm really excited about it. I love DK books. I love how they're laid out. I love the information that's given. And I just love how we're able to incorporate them within our homeschool. We just have so much freedom when it comes to how we use them or how we don't use them. You can see my tabs right here. I've got 5 tabs and I'm going to go through all 5 of them with you. So who are we going to be talking about for our celebration? First, we are going to start with Anne Frank. The second woman we will be studying is Joan of Arc. The third woman we're going to be discussing, Sacagawea. Our 4th lady that we're going to be discussing is Margaret Thatcher. Okay, the 5th lady that we are going to be talking about is Serena Williams. So that is resource number 1. Super excited about it. However, I'm super duper uber, I don't even know how else to make this more cheesy, but I'm really excited about this resource. This is a resource I have had for several years. It's actually dated because it was a gift to my daughter. She's very familiar with it. Yes, this is something we gave her back in 2014. It is a devotional and it is called For Such a Time as This, Stories of Women for the Bible Retold for Girls. It is by Angie Smith. I really love this. This is something precious that is in our house and that is on my daughter's bookshelf. We have read through this several times. However, this will be the first time I use it within our homeschool. So what I did was I just kind of prayerfully went through and I picked 5 women I felt like we needed to highlight and discuss as a family. I'm going to share with you those 5 women, and I'm also going to share with you how this storybook is broken up. Of course, we have to start at the very beginning. We are going to discuss Eve. What Angie does is she shares the story, but then at the end, you have a time of reflection and connection. But just to give you a little bit of an example, Angie broke this section up into 3 parts. There's a section for God, there's a section for me, for you, for the child, and then there's just a prayer, and then also each section highlights a theme. Like for Eve, the theme that's highlighted is obedience. Okay, so the next story that we are going to be discussing within this book is a story about the women within the life of Moses. And I really love that because there are key women that are discussed in Moses' story. So this story is going to hit on the Hebrew woman who delivered him, his mother, his sister, Pharaoh's daughter, and even his own wife. So I kind of feel like we're getting 3 for the price of 1, if I can even say that. So I'm really excited about that for a couple of reasons, but the main reason being for my son to see just how instrumental the women are within your life. Now I know he's 11 years old, and I know that that might be a concept too large for him to completely grasp, but I just want him to see the importance of the women within his life, his grandmother, his mother, his sister, his cousins, his aunts, you know, his friends, the women at church. I just want him to see that and how God can use all of them to fulfill the purposes within his own life. So the next story we are going to be discussing is the story of Jezebel. Now, the theme that's highlighted throughout this story is being slow to anger. And I really want to take some time to just discuss that with both of my children, right? Because they're children. They're still trying to navigate and work through their own emotions. And I just feel like this is a great way to discuss an example, right? Because there are consequences when we allow our feelings to control and dictate our actions. And I just want them to see it. I don't want it to be something that I have to like tell to them. I just want them to see it. So I'm going to make the most of the opportunity. So the 4th woman we are going to be talking about is the story of the woman at the well. And I really love the illustrations in this book. They are absolutely beautiful. And the theme that's highlighted throughout this story is that the Lord is near. And that's an absolutely beautiful theme, right? Because that's something we want all of our children to grasp and to fully understand. And lastly, the woman that we were going to be talking about is Mary Magdalene and the resurrection of Christ. Now, why is that important? Well, it's important that the first person who saw the resurrected Lord was a woman. And I believe wholeheartedly that God was very intentional in orchestrating that because he wanted to show the world the value of women, and not only the value of women, but just how important they are to the church and his mission. I hope to clearly and beautifully and simply communicate that to my daughter as well as my son. You know, we live in a world where sometimes that's not talked about and sometimes it's dismissed. And as a woman, I know how hard that can be. As a woman in ministry, right? Like as a pastor's wife. But I just really hope to help my children understand that both men and women are equally valued in God's eyes and are equally valued and important to his mission. So friends, that is what I have for you. That is how we are celebrating Women's History for the month of March. I would love to hear how you are celebrating or how you have celebrated in the past. I will be completely honest with you, this is not on my radar at all. However, I am thankful that my friend Jennifer allowed me to participate in this collaboration and even inspire us to take a little detour to dig deep into these amazing women. Anyway, friends, thanks for stopping by. Remember to check out the playlist, and I will see you next time. Bye.